Okay, so today I quickly need to talk about something that's been on my mind for a couple of weeks now, and that has honestly shifted my view on my craft and career so much, but also on what I do here, which is my content creation and my teaching. And I am 100% sure that it is a perspective worth looking into for every professional writer out there. So grab a beverage of your choice and let's chat. Hi, my name is Kat and I teach people about writing in tech and how to stay sane in this crazy world that we encounter as professional writers, no matter if you are a technical writer or a UX writer or a content writer or a copywriter or even an author, you are welcome here. And if you care about all of that just as much as I do, make sure that you hit subscribe and ring that bell. Now, as you might have seen, it got a little quiet on this channel here again, and that was despite the fact that it was only in February, so 4 months ago, that I had kind of a comeback on YouTube. And if you want to know more about why I took some time off, there's an entire video on that I will link. But it was basically about the fact that the brute force of AI in our industry had me struggle with finding my own spot in this industry. It had me struggle with redefining my identity as a writer and also as an instructor. And so I took some time off to do exactly that, figure all of these things out. And I figured I was not going to participate in any AI tech related rat race. That was basically the outcome of that break. I would definitely keep up with AI developments and trends and tools, also because I have to do that for my job, but I would not let AI write my scripts or my newsletters or any other form of text that I create to connect with you, with my community. And so I never did that, and I also don't plan to do that in the future either. And so that is how I kept creating videos. That was, my path from then on. When I came back in February, that is what I got my head clear on. I was like, okay, I will never ever use AI to create any form of content that I use to connect with my audience. And I felt really comfortable with that, but I also felt that that was not the only thing that I had to change. Because at some point, after coming back and producing new videos, I was like, I love writing and I love creating for you the way that I do, but I realized that something still didn't feel quite right. So that is why I took another short break, which is also what I promised to do, take breaks whenever I need them. And I realized that what I was still doing was talking about the facts and the figures and the guidelines and the to-dos and the how-tos. For example, there was this video about social proof, and you definitely need to watch it because it is important knowledge for our craft. But taking some time off again, I noticed that there is an entire herd of elephants in the room when it comes to writing in tech or also in the book space, any kind of writing space. There are just so many topics that are on my mind, and I know they are also on everybody else's minds. And quite often they don't really concern the technical aspects of writing or the science of writing or the craft of writing, but rather how we cope with disruption, for example, how we adapt to change, or is it also okay not to adapt to change? What are the consequences of that, and what are the strategies, but also what are the emotions? And looking at the content that I myself consume, I feel like in a world where knowledge is so easily accessible, it's even more important to, instead of just sharing factual and technical information, also to share personal experience and perspectives and ideas, like informed viewpoints that are based on what we as experts or professionals or even just human beings actively thrown around in the storm of the industry that we work in, what we make out of all of that. Like, that is what makes me listen and read. And it's also what I want to give more space to on this channel right here. Not only offering you knowledge and technical information, but also unique perspectives on certain developments and changes that we as writers experience, that we have to go through. And I'm saying this partially to kind of announce what you can expect to see more of on this channel, but I also say this as an act of encouragement to you guys, because I know that many many of us are just so busy with trying to keep pace with what is going on in this world, trying to stay relevant in an increasingly rigged job market. But with all of that going on, we really run risk to lose sight of what's unique to us. What makes us unique? What are we particularly good at? Maybe even what we're talented at. What are our weaknesses? What are our strengths? What kind of niche curiosities are we interested in when it comes to our craft or our profession? What are our strong and unshakable viewpoints? What are defining experiences that we made in our career? What is our favorite topic to talk about when it comes to our job or the culture of our craft? Like all of these things, right? I feel like today we run risk to write our applications and our LinkedIn posts and our pitches and our blog posts with ChatGPT and prepare our job interviews with ChatGPT, and we all sound the same. We all sound so polished and so generic. So exactly the things that I mentioned are the things that make you as an expert stand out. Having an actual professional profile, a professional personality, if you will. And as I said, in a world that is increasingly generic, I truly believe that that is what our competitive advantage will be. And so I will also try to lead by example and share more of what I personally think is important to look at on this channel right here. And even more importantly, I want you to dare to express yourself as well, personally, professionally. And if you like, you can start by just sharing in the comments what's been bugging your mind lately, a question, a thought that keeps your brain busy, or maybe a strong opinion on something, a hill that you are ready to die on, whatever it is. Let me know if you like, because you are seen and you are heard and your opinions matter more than ever. I'm so convinced of that, and that is what really makes us stand out. So dare to do all of that. And if you like, also make sure to check out writewithdrkat.com for more writing education. Make sure to sign up to my newsletter, the UX Writing Memo, so that you don't miss out on a thing. And other than that, there's nothing left to say for me except for dare to be yourself, dare to express yourself, keep on writing, enjoy the process, and I hope to see you sometime soon.